Of Primary Education of Theotida as part of the Erasmus project Athena Next Generation. What is the project Athena Next Generation? It's a project that aims to develop an education package that utilizes AI for social inclusion of newcomer students into society. Our goal is to empower students aged 10 and up, including refugees, migrants, and marginalized individuals, to shape the norms, values, and rules of AI. To achieve this, Athena will increase students' literacy in AI-related technical, ethical, and legal issues. In the process, Athena will strengthen the profiles of teachers on how to use AI for integrating newcomer students. The title of this conference is Artificial Intelligence in Education. The main purpose of the conference is to provide extensive knowledge about AI and its use in education. We are joined today by our partners, Directorate of Primary Education of Theotida, Evrasia Institute from Turkey, Scoala Gymnasiala Branchi Sandor from Romania, Berseni Miklos Altalanos Schola from Hungary, Obchodny Academy SRO from Czech Republic, participated on behalf of the Directorate of Primary Education, the 5th Primary School of Lamia, the 19th Primary School of Lamia, and Osnova Scola Vladimir Nazor from Croatia. I would like to thank you all for our cooperation so far. At this point, I would like to invite the Director of Primary Education of Theotida, Mr. Puma, to say a few words.
Good evening to all. Dear friends from Romania, Hungary, Czech Republic, Turkey and Croatia, I would like to welcome you to our country, to our city Lamia, and to today's meeting. I will make a special mention for the guests from Réunion Island in France. Mes amis d'île Réunion, bienvenue dans notre pays et notre ville Lamia. My name is Makis Goumas. I am the Director of Primary Education in Theotida. Our organization, together with you and the first Primary School of Gorgopotamos, we are the group of participants in the European program Athena Next Generation. This program concerns the use of artificial intelligence, AI, in education, preschool, primary and secondary, and with the aim of including immigrants, refugees and low ability students. It is pleasure and an honor for me to be with you today, and I wish good luck to the lecturers and the activities of this program. Thanks for your attention and for your presence here today.
So, We will start with the first speaker, Mr. Kakaroudas Athanasios. Mr. Kakaroudas is an associate professor of the University of Thessaly and head of computer science and informatical biomedicine. He will present to us the topic AI as a tool of social skills and enhancing soft skills. Thank you very much for having you here today. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much for the invitation. It's an honor for me, not only as a professor of the University of Thessaly, but also as a citizen of Lamia, to be part of this project, giving a speech, not a lecture. I'm just giving a lecture, a speech to the honorable partners of your project. Thank you very much for being here, not only the partners but also the other participants. Bienvenue, those who came from France, and I would like to say that I tried to make the presentation appropriate for various levels of origin. I mean the primary, the secondary and the tertiary education, so that all of you can benefit from the presentation. Okay, that's the problem here. Okay, that's perfect. So I'm Athena Kakaroudas, as the director presented before. I'm the head of the Department of Computer Science and Biomedical Informatics, and also the director of the Intelligent Systems Laboratory in the department. If someone wants to learn more and find more sources about intelligent systems, machine learning and various other technologies, please, you are welcome to visit our website and learn about our research and its outcomes. So, starting with artificial intelligence, it is, I think, very basic. It is important to go on with the definition. What is artificial intelligence? And it is something that a lot of people don't like to hear at all. So, artificial intelligence is the simulation of the human intelligence, putting that in machine. This means that we are programming the machines so that they can act or mimic the humans. And this means that we are encompassing many techniques and technologies so that we can enable computers to perform tasks that typically until now were performed by human beings. And this includes not only learning, because a lot of people think that artificial intelligence is just trained and learns new knowledge and so on, but it can also provide problem solving and perception, also language understanding and decision making, which the last one is quite critical, and it is what makes us, fear of this technology. Not only people that don't know about AI, but also people who are experts in AI. So, what does AI consist of? In fact, artificial intelligence is quite extensive, and we can't say that it is one or the other, or it consists of one or two or three categories and so on. In general, we are understanding artificial intelligence either as the mathematical model that tries to mimic the way human beings are thinking, and the second one is about replicating exactly the mechanism of the neural system that we have in our brain in order to mimic the operation of the brain. So that one, the neuromorphic AI, I will leave it apart. I will not mention anything about it, and I will go to what most people know about artificial intelligence. And in general, artificial intelligence is about encompassing various subfields and techniques that mainly include machine learning. And machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence. It's not the artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is a superset. And machine learning involves training algorithms that learn from data and make predictions of the decisions that a human would make, and they learn to do this without being explicitly programmed. It's not like the typical programs that we write, for example, Python, C++, and so on. It's something completely different. We are creating neural networks, for example, and we leave it to learn like a brain would learn. And this includes techniques as supervised learning. This means that I tell to the machine learning model that this is a cat, and I give a photo of a cat. I repeat it 100 times for different cats, and then the 101 photo that I will give, the machine learning model will tell me, oh, what's a cat? Okay. So deep learning is another technique that can be used, and this is quite interesting because it is another type of machine learning. But in contrast to what we did with supervised learning, it starts learning itself. It has a rewarding mechanism, and it tries to understand based on a context what, for example, the data that it processes are. For example, it should learn itself that this is a cat and not provide 100 photos telling that this is a cat. So after several tries and errors, deep learning model usually manages to understand, and like we are doing, like the babies, don't think that this is something, this is a model that has to do with the way we are thinking, but it is like the babies that start understanding that this is bad, I shouldn't do this, or this is an animal, this is an insect, and so on. So another technique is about natural language processing. That is quite interesting. Probably most of you have talked to your mobile phone asking for information. I'm doing this. My mom still thinks that I'm crazy. She doesn't understand that it's a program in there, but she thinks that I'm talking to my mobile. Okay, and it is something that is very interesting and very useful. We already are using NLPs because there's an interaction between computers and the human languages. And this can help really people that are not are technologically afraid. They don't want to learn the technology, but using the natural way of interacting. That's very good. That's something that is acceptable, and most of the people are using this technique in order to exploit the benefits of artificial intelligence. And finally, but not the least, there are many other techniques, but I selected these four that are the most known, is computer vision. So that using a camera, a computer can understand what is the environment around it, the image and the video becomes informative. It has a context that is not only included as metadata, but it is also extracted just like the way we're doing. For example, this in front of me is a chair. I haven't seen a chair like this before, but I know that this is a chair. So this is exactly what the computer vision is doing. It isolates the object, it creates a 3D analog model, and then tries to find what is the association with the objects that it has already learned. So try to create, a taxonomy of artificial intelligence. You can see here about the machine learning, the natural language processing models, expert system, etc., etc. Many, many, many more. As you can see already, enterprises, companies are already using artificial intelligence in their business models, in their processes and the flows. So they are investing in the benefit that they can gain from adopting AI tools and AI services. As you can see, it is up to 70% what they believe about the benefits of their organization. And you can see also that depending on what is the goals of each organization, they really rely on this technique, on this technology. I will try to make it faster so that we will have later on time for you to ask questions. But is it really needed? Well, I don't know if it is really needed, but it is harmful. We are already using it. We are already exploiting the benefits of artificial intelligence. We are already having many, many artificial intelligence-based applications in our mobile phone. I will try to avoid mentioning some companies, but you know exactly what I mean. When you get a recommendation, for example, when you visit, when you came here and you visit Lamia, if you open the GPS, probably one service told you, okay, you can go there because I know that you prefer this kind of food, so there you can find, for example, this kind of food. So this was performed using an AI model. That's how you receive this recommendation. And it's not only about day-to-day life, common tasks that you are doing with your mobile phone, but it is also made in more specific and more complex applications, like for example, healthcare. I was in a hospital 2 weeks ago, trying to assess a new technology for X-rays and how they're using that technology. It is AI-based technology in order to automatically discover and detect cancer in X-rays. So I went to Thessaloniki, I went to that hospital and then assessed this new technology, and it was amazing. Just after the X-ray came from the machine, then everything was analyzed in real time and everything was pointed on the image, and it was amazing. It didn't take any decision, but it helped significantly the doctors to focus only in regions that are suspicious for cancer. Of course, everyone knows about GPT models that we are using. Everyone knows about creating smart homes, and we are expecting smart homes to adapt to us and operate in the way that is more comfortable for us. For example, change the temperature, control the humidity, monitor the air quality, etc. And this is something that already is happening, and it's called digital transformation. Everything is changing and everything becomes digital. And of course, in order to get benefit from this digital transformation, there is a magic word that rules all: data. So artificial intelligence is almost nothing without something that is valuable, and that is data. If we don't have data, then there's problem, because we can't get sufficient information and have the appropriate conclusions about what is happening in any specific area. I mean that in the past we produced so low volumes of data that were of no use, because artificial intelligence models are requiring vast volumes of data so that they can be trained and provide the outcome, so that it can easily understand, for example, what I said before about the cats, the dogs, and etc. So nowadays we are producing 463 exabytes, and this is something that is unbelievable. We are producing personal data in our whole life of 28 petabytes. Wow, that's unbelievable what's happening. And every day we are producing, we are having more than 500 million messages circulating in the internet. And this is all. Yes? So, having all this amount of data, this vast volume of data, it was almost unavoidable to have the artificial intelligence models rule the scene. They came to the forefront, and we used them in order to process them. Why? Because typical programs couldn't do that. It was impossible to achieve any processing with the typical discrete way of processing data. We needed a more abstract, we needed the power of the human brain. But okay, how many human brains can we use on this? And you know, they have to rest, they have to feed, because they are in the body. So okay, let's mimic it, and let's create the artificial intelligence models. Let's create a mathematical model that is behind everything, and create those neural networks that mimic the human brain. And so artificial intelligence is now in our daily life. But okay, most of the people are thinking of artificial intelligence as a tool that just processes data and tries to offer solutions in either in decision making or other similar tasks. But okay, I selected to present something that is completely different. I selected to go to another path, follow another path, and present to you how, since most of you are, your origin is from the education, to follow a different path that goes towards the increase of skills, either social or soft. So, let's take initially the social skills. And social skills refer to those abilities and competencies. Competency is a magic word, in, not only in European Union but in the whole world, that enables individuals to effectively interact, communicate, be part of a community, and also build strong connections and relationships with other people in various different contexts. Because, you know, not every relationship is found in one context. There's not one unified model. So these skills are very crucial, especially for our students, but also for us too, in order to navigate in social situations, learn how to establish connections with other people, and also achieve personal and professional success, personal and professional goals. So this is something that we have to learn, but you know, usually we don't learn them in school. We are trying to get them, having a discrete model. We learn it through activities in schools. We learn it in our family. We learn it inside the community. And for some groups of people, this is very hard. Not everyone has the ability to increase and get benefit and of the training processes and trends in order to develop social skills. So what I would like to make you understand is that social skills include communication skills, and by saying communication skills, we are talking about the ability to convey thoughts, ideas and emotions clearly and effectively through verbal and non-verbal communication. And this includes skills such as active listening, speaking clearly and confidently, and understanding social cues. Also, it is about empathy. We know for several groups of people, of students, that don't present empathy. They can't present empathy. And we're talking about the capacity to understand and share the feelings, the perspectives, and the experience of others. This is something that is very useful. It is really needed in order to create strong relationships inside the community. We're talking about interpersonal skills, and this is the ability to interact and engage with others. The assertiveness and this is the ability to express one's thoughts, opinions, and needs in a confident and respectful manner. Social perception. This is something also very important because it is the ability to accurately interpret social cues, including facial expression, body language, etc. Adaptability. Everyone knows what is adaptability. We have to adapt to change in our environment. And the conflict resolution. This is the ability to resolve conflicts. So all these social skills are needed for our students, and not only this. These are just some of them. But how can we train our students to develop these skills? That's very difficult because there are many models, there are very many trends, a lot of people are talking about it. And as I said before, there are many groups that do not fit to any model. It's very hard for them. So how does AI support social skills? Well, what is unique for AI is that it can analyze social interactions through various techniques and technologies. I mentioned some before, but no one before thought that you can use them just to give solutions to the social skills development that I mentioned before. And this enables the processing and interpretation of social cues, communication patterns, and behavioral data. Not everyone of us has the ability to check the body language or understand the emotion in someone's face, but AI is working constantly without needing to rest, and it can check it for us. We can check it, really check it. And we can use tools like the natural language processing that not only allows us to communicate in our natural language, but it can also analyze data from that, because any change in the pace, in the way we're expressing our questions to the AI model, it shows something to that. Not only the context of the question, but anxiety, also disappointment or excitement, anything. And we're using this in my department, for example, to research about the way degenerative diseases are expressed. But at the same time, we are able to recognize quite easily if someone is happy or is depressed or any other emotion it seems. So we are using it not only to recognize speech and the emotion behind the speech, we can analyze the facial expression for the same reason. And what is also very interesting is about social network analysis, that AI can analyze social network data, those that you produce, the others are producing for you, and it can understand what is happening with you. Police is already using it to prevent suicides. It is for social reasons. We can understand from what you are writing what is happening with you. And please, it's not about AI. I'm trained in this. I know what you will write when you are thinking about suicide, but I cannot be there 24/7 checking what you're writing. So this is the benefit of the tool. But the tool will learn from a human. So try to make this distinguish between them, because it can't just learn alone. And before going to the next slide, please consider this. The main problem with artificial intelligence is that it needs our data. If it creates synthetic, because it can create synthetic data, to learn from them, then it will not be accurate. So it will lose accuracy and finally fails. So humans are required for AI, and AI is required from humans in order to enhance their daily life. Okay, I will try to speed up. And all these that I referred before are already found in the market. You can use a smart speaker in order to speak and ask questions and get some answers back, but also it can do words for you. Every day, I will not say the name, but I say, hey, what's the calendar for today? What are the tasks for today? Okay, and it tells me what's my calendar. So will it be raining today? No, it will not be raining. It's raining outside. And many more. Yesterday I asked my AI model to try to find what is happening with my emails, because I have many emails, more than 64 gigabytes of email, and it tried and managed very well to categorize everything and archive of those that are not needed, and all the rest go to the appropriate folder. So that was good, because I lose a lot of time instead of being creative just doing tasks that technology is asking from me. There are also robots that recognize emotions and are used, for example, in kids with autism in order to help them, assist them during their when they are kids, in order to not be shy or interact with something that it is more familiar. Technology is excellent for them, because it has discrete rules and everything goes timely, and that's very good. It can also help you. I'm using it when you are writing something. Now I have a 98% accuracy when I'm writing an article. When I started, it was just 56%. Now it suggests to me, okay, you could use this way. Although I can let it write the whole sentence for me, I don't like it, because I like to learn from it and then try to see if this is acceptable, and if the recommendation was better than what I did. If it was, then I adapt it and use it, and now I'm in 98%. 96%. Okay, I get a report every week. So, why are they important? Why is AI important for social skills? Because it's accessible. You can access it anytime, 24/7, not during the school time, not during the work time, anytime that is accessible. and it is personalized. I don't want a unified model. I want something that learns from me, for me, and gives solutions for me. And of course, I get feedback so that I can get improved. And AI is evolving, just as we are. That's scary, okay. And do you see that link up there?
No.
This one? Yes? I don't want to see something, I want you to hear something. Can you hear it? Okay, that's good. So, this is composed by Eva from NVIDIA. This is the first song composed by AI. So who owns the copyright? Can I use it? But it's perfect. I really like it. Okay. And as you can see, all of them are created with generative AI, everything. And if someone, for example, wants to improve communication skills, then okay, go get your gold seat. Usually there are a lot of them available if you try to find some guidelines to improve your skills. You say, okay, I want to improve communication skills. Okay, these are the top 5 things that you have to do. And for example, I took one. I find it in Appraise, and it says, learn to listen. Analyze what you listen. Okay, so I'm using a tool that listens, analyzes, and because I can't hear very well, that's my problem, it writes me the context in the way I understand it. So now I can listen to anyone. And the context is written for me in the way I am understanding. And it says here, I don't see very well, except from hearing, I don't see also, okay, come on. Static and understanding non-verbal communication. There are many applications out there that you can understand what someone meant by staring at you like this, when he or she tried to do this, or you can understand it. You can see, like to me, it's a very genius series in TV. It has exactly the way you understand emotional thinking and emotions of persons, but few of us can understand why someone is acting like this. Try to communicate in depth. So, okay, I used, where is it? I used some tools and tell them, because I'm not a good author, that's a lie, but I have to say something. Write this for me, but write it in a hilarious way. Is it possible? Yes, because if I go here, you can see that I can tell, okay, use a non-formal way. Try to make a joke. So I'm guiding it how to write what I want to communicate. So I learn from this, and I'm developing my social skills. It's not doing, please try to understand, this is a way to use them to learn to enhance your social skills. It can't do this for you, because if it does this for you, then you are not needed. Okay? And can it be used also for learning? Yes, of course, because it allows discovery. You can discover with your GPT and learn about new things. You can have access to creativity, and then whatever you are imagining, you can see it created there, and then you can try to make it and repeat it and imagine this. You get also some advices how to correct it, so that you can reproduce what you were thinking. So it creates a proplasma of what you were thinking, and now you are trying to recreate it. Expression. There are many robots out there for kids that help them express themselves. And inclusion. Inclusive AI is the new trend in AI, not generative AI. Generative AI is already a success. So, before going to soft skills, I will need 5 more minutes. Is it okay? Okay. The challenges and considerations are ethical, mainly. And should we do this? We know a lot about young kids that do not want to try to learn, but they need the solution ready, just to give it to the teacher and say, okay, that's what I created. That's not right, and of course this is not ethical. It's exactly like a knife. You can use it to get a slice from the bread, but you can also use it to kill it, or even kill yourself. There are limitations. Okay, come on. They are machine models. They are not able to do anything more. And there's also over-reliance. People are relying very much on these models. These are only assistive tools. And that's why they should stay like this, just assistive. So, that's it. And for the soft skills, I will go with this in a faster pace. There's personalized learning. That's excellent because I'm using it. Already a lot of platforms out there, online platforms, are using personalized learning, and everything is adapted to you. It learns you how you learn, what you select, what are the topics that you prefer, why you selected, for example, 3 modules from that university, just 1 from that university. It's because you prefer the way that guy there at the university that you took the 3 courses present them better in your way of understanding or perception. So AI algorithms can adapt to the learning content, change adapt also to the pace and the speed that, the methods that you prefer, and it becomes your own assistance in all this. Also, it gives you feedback and assessment. It's really amazing out there how many rubrics at this time we have now with explainable AI that gives you at the moment feedback about the assessment that was conducted by your students. Simulation and role playing. I have started also playing with my boys some games because there are many bots in the virtual environment that they go and try to create clans. They are trying to conquer castles and so on. And I discovered that not everyone was a human. I was discussing with a bot for 1 hour. Probably I have a problem, or the bot was too advanced. But okay, it helped me. But do you know where else it can help you? If you are shy, don't know how to have an interview. So you can go to a virtual office and then have someone interview you, and get confident that, okay, I can go to an interview because I can answer everything that they are asking me. And this is something that is quite interesting. Of course, language learning and communication skills, that's the best thing I believe that it offers. Everyone in my house, 5 people, we are like this on the mobile, and okay, tell me this, I'm telling in German, in French, and so on. No, you're not saying it correctly. You should say that. And what is learning me how to speak French? Okay, and it's good. I don't know why it's good, and it's always there for me. So it helps. Of course, if I want to learn more and get deeper to language learning, okay, I will go to someone who is an expert. But doing the first steps is very helpful for me. And also emotional intelligence training, we have many people that are using emotional intelligence in order to get trained. We are using it analyzing sentiments, emotional cognition, and so on. So we can provide personalized coaching to them in order to overcome some situations that are not convenient or make them operate better inside the workplace. Finally, collaboration and teamwork. I really like all these apps out there. I'm using it with my students, my PhD student researchers and so on, because now we have a common space where we put our ideas. The first time they are not connected, but afterwards, after producing some text documents, you know, and so on, it all started to associate with each other. And then, as you can see up here, although we have some post-it, then everything from below is starting to build up. So I know if that post-it is ready to be implemented, or it will stay just a concept. Who is available to help me to implement it, and so on. So, concluding, artificial intelligence is here to stay. It's something that we can't avoid, and we shouldn't fear it. Okay, it's a tool. And like every tool, it has its good and its bad use. It learns from us and adapts to our needs, and that's good. And although it raises several concerns about its usefulness, the benefits it provides, it is something that is expected as every breakthrough technology that is discovered. Users can benefit from it, and what we have learned so far is that those people who will use it as a tool to learn will really enjoy the fruits of this technology. Those who will not use it to learn, but just to substitute their tasks, probably will not get benefit from this. I'm sure they will not get any benefit from this. Okay. So, before closing, is it okay? Can I say something?
No, we're always speaking it.
Yeah, I know, I'm waiting for you. Okay, so, disclaimer. This presentation was created with the extensive use of artificial intelligence tools to showcase their abilities in the context of the representation theme. If you check better, the image up there, everything is produced by ChatGPT, everything is generated in DALL-E, everything is corrected by Grammarly, everything is translated by a translation tool. And okay, I do some more, but I don't want to give you more insight about this because I don't reveal all my tips. Okay, thank you very much. If there's
in the field of literacy, and she will present to us AI and school education, updating the educational model. The floor is yours.
Partners of other countries, Erasmus partners of the schools here in Lamia. It's a pleasure and honor for me to be here, a part of this project, and to present artificial intelligence and how it influences many sectors in education. The subject is to see how artificial intelligence can be used at schools and how we can update the educational model. As Mr. Gagaroudas presented before, we are in front of dynamically emerging changes in the way we work with technology, in the way we incorporate and integrate technology in education. Actually, when we talk about artificial intelligence, we are talking about the thinking software, which learns by gathering, analyzing, evaluating, restructuring, matching, producing data. We are still in early stages of exploring the possibilities of AI and how it could benefit teachers, but as it was already said, artificial intelligence is here to stay. We are all living in a digital landscape, and artificial intelligence, AI, is already a part of our lives, our tools, devices, applications on the net, on the software, and that's why we shouldn't be so afraid of what is coming, what is really coming, because it is already here. Of course, it is evolving rapidly, and we have to reshape the attitude towards the artificial intelligence, and we have to redesign the educational model, how we function, how we serve in educational framework. If we want to make the most out of this emerging technology, we need to understand its risks as well as its opportunities. Let's see some general things, and then we can be more specific about how it influences educational sectors. As we said, artificial intelligence quickly revolutionizes the world of education. It is creating new methods of learning that are challenging conventional methods of teaching and learning. AI within educational institutions offer unprecedented opportunities to tailor the learning environment, increasing student engagement as well as enhancing learning outcomes. It is becoming more apparent that AI does not just enhance the quality of education, but it's also triggering the redesign of the educational system. And why that is happening? Because they are just human. They are not humans, but and they leverage, they work on data more quickly and in larger quantities than humans do by leveraging algorithms that learn from data. These algorithms can then provide suggestions that are relevant to the teacher. I mean, it's about algorithms, thinking algorithms, which work on the data. They match data, reconstruct data, evaluate data. They produce data, and the results that they come up with results which help us in many ways. They help teachers and students as well in many ways. So some of these ways that this data and the algorithms help us has to do with determining subjects their students have struggled or excelled in, so they can be redesigned effectively. planning alternative ways to teach and communicate new knowledge, identifying the appropriate digital resources to support teaching and students' research, and creating smart educational content like information, experiments, problems to be solved, tests, quizzes, etc. So, if we try to categorize all these sectors and applications of IE in education, we should say three categories, three main areas, three main fields of educational applications powered with AI. First, AI is used to produce text, imagery, audio through generative algorithms. There are software and AI-powered software which can produce text for us. It can create images, it can create audio, music, it can generate things very fast and very, very effectively, much more effectively than we could think a few years ago. Another field is that AI is used for adaptive learning platforms for personalized learning experiences. This has already been mentioned by Mr. Kakaroudas. A very great potential of AI is the personalization of learning process, because you can choose from thousands, millions of data, and these suggest for you the right resources, the right answers, the right tools, the right levels, the appropriate educational content, whatever really fits you. Also, AI is used for automating, translating, writing. For example, we have voice-to-speech tech, voice-to-speech devices, handwritten voice to or handwritten to digital notes. Evaluating procedures. The last field is referring to the evaluation procedures. AI can be really very useful in administrative tasks. It can really free up teachers and students with time. They can spend on more meaningful things, and we will see these in the next slides. Well, this is some from the software that are already on the net. They are very known. They are just few of what you can find. ChatGPT, Coursera, Fetsy, Gradescope, Copilot, Labster. They are just examples of the thousands of software that have already been developed, and they are many of them are free, many of them not, many of them have free and paid versions in advanced levels, but actually you can do everything you want. When you are in the internet, you just have to put the right question. When you put the right question, when you know how to set the parameters for every educational problem you have, you can have every answer you have. And if this answer is not covering you, is not the perfect one that you expected, you can always have the time and the chance to reset the question and get another more specific answer. So, educational sectors that are benefited by AI-powered applications are these: translation and language learning, teaching and lesson planning, early childhood education, simplifying administrative tasks, personalized learning, global connection, smart education content. When we talk about translation and language learning, I think you already No, I will start from a very widely known tool, Translate of Google. It is used by everybody. Every text can be translated into many languages. There are already many software translative tools, and we can learn using in many of these software chatbots. You can think of, for example, Duolingo, if you know that. It is an AI-based educational tool. It is widely used, and it really can make things easier for us because it is there every time we want. It is always there to get the practice we want, at the time we want, at the level we want. We set we get the content, the questions, the tests, the quizzes, all the resources every time fit our needs. Teaching and lesson planning. By using AI, we can find and create lessons and courses. There are already AI platforms offering many courses, a huge variety of educational courses, and when you get, they are personalized, they are adaptive. Actually, they apply what we call adaptive learning, because, for example, when you get into a platform like that, like AI tutor, you can choose from a range of available courses. You can then choose for something more specific that fits to your requirements and to your search. And when the content is already there, you get what you want, and there is something that you don't understand, you can always ask for something to simplify it, or you can ask for example, or you can ask to go to the next scale, to the next level, and so on. So you have a digital advisor, you have a digital educator who works at your scale, at your pace. Of course there are, because I always say that internet, web provides everything. If you want to easily create courses and lessons, you can do it as well with the aid of AI. Early childhood education. Well, you can understand that here AI is very helpful because you can very easily make, playful and interactive activities for children. You just have the tools, you say the tools what to do, and you come up with everything you want. Simplifying administrative tasks, this is very crucial, actually. You know that teachers, primary teachers and secondary teachers have many responsibilities out of the classroom, and much of our time is spent to prepare lessons, to answer to mails, to make mails, to communicate with parents, to prepare the exams, grade tests. AI is a super powerful tool to help us simplify all these procedures. For example, I will tell that there are already software. There is already software which can actually you can scan handwritten tests, and you can correct very quickly. The answers, the text, the essays of your students. You can use rubrics, you can use AI-created tests. You have automatic, actually it is about automation of grading. You can set the criteria, and you can have many quickly, we have the answers and the scores and feedback, analytical feedback about everything. Global connection. As languages are automatically translated, you can think how easy it is to connect with digital educational resources and content that are in our languages. You can connect to other classrooms, you can connect to foreign educators, you can get into foreign libraries, and you can understand, read and use everything that was inaccessible for you a few years ago. So AI makes accessible every educational resource. And smart education content. When we say smart education content, I refer to mainly to two things. We are talking about educational content that is supplemented by tools, proceedings, resources, games, image, video, etc. But we can think of augmented reality. You can think about all these digital devices that makes you think, feel, you give you the feeling that you are somewhere else. For example, you can be in Lamia and walk in the streets of London. You can be in France and walk at the peak of a mountain, or you can see the internal of a lake or a sea. Of course, all of this has to go to the right educational teacher's guidance. And we always must set the objectives so as the activities to be meaningful. So if we see each of these more in detail, as we saw, AI provides personalized support, because through the use of AI technologies for adaptive learning, we are able to evaluate the students' patterns of learning along with their weaknesses and strengths, so they can adapt the curriculum according to particular preferences. So personalization of education involves the use of tutoring software that is smart. Smart systems are particularly effective in providing individual tutoring, which is designed to enhance traditional classes. It's not to integrate it, they decided to ban it. Of course, then they changed their opinion, because this is not actually the proper reaction to all this technology that is evolving. We can't avoid it. So what we can do is to utilize, to make the best use of it, and to critically utilize the potentials of this software. This is a small example of how we can make a dialogue, we can interact with ChatGPT, and we can make it a very good advisor and yes, an advisor in our research, in our study. For example, if I would ask my students to do something about Plato's work, to study Plato's work and to prepare something for the classroom. Well, I first suppose that I am a student and I make a first question in order to have an idea of Plato's work, like Phaedrus. I prompt ChatGPT to make the summary of this work. It returns the summary. Okay, I read the summary, and then perhaps there is a phrase, the point that I don't actually understand, and I want to be more specific. So, because somewhere it says that love is that feeling that elevates the soul, I would always ask it, but how this works? How love elevates soul? How Eros can elevate soul? This is my second question and my second prompt to ChatGPT, and it gives me a very good answer. in several ways. Well, it elevates soul by desire for beauty, by accent to the divine, inspiration for virtue, etc., etc., etc. And if I am covered, I would like then to see, okay, can I find resources with Plato's Phaedrus text? Can I find the exact fragment where Plato speaks about the soul? Instead of searching in a library to find the right fragments, to find the work and the fragments, here ChatGPT gives me all the answers. It is as if I am in a huge library, and here it comes a digital advisor, a digital helper to give me the directions and to get me just to the points where the books are. So I asked, can you find resources with Plato's Phaedrus text? And ChatGPT returns all the available digital resources for my work and so on. So you can see that I can formulate questions. I am getting into a procedure of creating questions and making a research and helping myself to do a study. This can be, well, this is applicable for students of secondary education, of higher education, but also it can be done as a procedure in the classroom with the aid of the teacher. So, another potential of AI is the identification and support for diverse learning. It's about what we call in English differentiated learning and teaching, which many times has raised a lot of issues as far as its application, and it is the difficulty of applying it in real classrooms. AI, well, traditional learning, as you know, have not always embraced the distinct experiences that shape how students learn, and every student we know that is different, and some may have special needs. The question and the difficulty many teachers, secondary and primary teachers, face in the classroom is how can I tackle with it? What can I do in the classroom to help my teachers? Perhaps I am not adequately I'm not adequately supported by it, so I can find digital support, because AI helps me to find the right resources, the appropriate content, to discover the tools I need by putting the right parameters. I can ask for alternative teaching strategies, alternative teaching practices, ideas to help my teachers, my students. We can use the power of data and analytics to make decisions that benefit students and solve some of their learning problems. For example, the teacher can choose from a wide range the activity that fits the lesson, the learning objectives he sets, the time he has, the age of his students, the social or national origin, and the learning peculiarities they have. Let's say that these are some parameters I want to set to make the right question, so I want to take the adequate and appropriate results. So, machine learning models can help us derive solutions and take preventive measures against them. This is a small example by using ChatGPT to help me to communicate and teach a chapter of a history unit. I took the paradigm from history. If I want to teach the Second World War, the end of it, the occupation, and I think that the language level of the textbook is quite high, is very difficult, I can always ask ChatGPT to help me to give me some solutions. So I prompt, make suggestions for teaching planning and practices that fit to 15-year-old students with language disabilities in order to communicate and teach the following content. Actually, I copied and pasted all the content from the text, the digital book. I gave it to ChatGPT, and I had these suggestions. So, well, it judges that teaching such complex historical content to 15-year-old students with language disabilities requires careful planning and implementation of various strategies to ensure understanding and engagement. And here are some suggestions. For example, it advised me to use visual aids, multisensory approach, to chunk information, to repeat and reinforce, to use differentiated instruction. And even though I can't actually find the right things to do differentiated instructions, I can always put the next question to have the tools, the resources, ideas, examples I need to do my job. The more specific I am, the better answers I get. There is a great potential, as we said, in automation of administrative tasks. AI offers intelligent tools for administrative tasks, from drafting curriculum plans to producing high-quality teaching resources. AI has the potential to reduce the amount of time teachers spend doing administrative tasks, so they can focus on what they do best, teaching and supporting their pupils. Frees up teachers' time from providing them with a virtual assistant, reduces our workload, and increases meaningful time with students, allowing more time for activities and interaction. Augmented content creation. This is the process, the data process. Well, the data are collect, understand structure, generate text, assess the quality, make quizzes, interactive model generation, adapt and personalize. So, AI-driven content generation holds the potential to revolutionize education by providing scalable, interactive, personalized learning experiences tailored to the needs of learners worldwide. Here, in this field, we can add the augmented reality, virtual reality that is created with digital devices, but also the web and the online tools in it can help make digital experiences in the classroom throughout the lesson. So, we are talking about enhanced learning experience and enhancing engagement of students, because this is the main objective and purpose, to increase the real engagement, the interaction between teachers, between students and teachers, students and educational content. Simulations are part of these interactive environments. We can use virtual labs and simulations. Labster is one case, one example, where you can find hundreds of learning simulations and supplemental resources. For example, if you teach biology and you want to show how heart or other organs work, you can ask from AI to provide you with all the simulations needed for the certain content, that's educational content. And you can always inspire students and make them pose the right questions and have conversation in class and cooperation. I will skip it, actually. So, when let's say that we have a panorama of the positive and beneficial potentials of AI. They raise, I think that we passed, okay, anyway. Okay, we're talking, let's see, I think one slide is missing, okay. There are some ethics, there are some crucial matters and some ethical concerns that AI arise. For example, when we are facing all these radical changes that AI brings into education, we always think about, for example, if you are a teacher, cheating in exams, or for the students to getting ready, easily made homework, copyright matters, or there are issues of bias. When we talk about bias, we must never forget that AI is based on data. And data many times carry bias. And we should educate teachers and students to identify the bias where they are. We should change them. That's why we say that we should change the educational models, because the information is already in there, but the problem is how we handle this information and what we do with it. We have to check information, cross-check information, identify things, to make students verify what it is presented by the AI results and do the rest of the job. A small example of how bias can work is when, for example, you ask prompt ChatGPT to present image generative software. The first that is launched here is DALL-E. And why DALL-E? Because it is an OpenAI created software. Well, I don't think that DALL-E, it comes first in the ranking here because of its quality or external or extra abilities and capacities. It is because it is a brother software of OpenAI. So I can always, this is a very representative example of how we must always check and be careful with what we read and what we see. When I used a image generative software to give me some images with middle-aged Greek women, okay, I have these images. Well, as you see, I think that this is not exactly what an ordinary middle-aged woman is. The clothes, the appearance, it is as if it comes, I think that it has put women somewhere in the Middle East, it is mixed up. And as you see on the right, the women have an island view. So it works with some stereotypical points. And when I prompted to give me some images with everyday life in Greece, I had this, again, a stereotypical image of what is an everyday life in Greece. I had always, I have again an island. So it's not having always the perfect images. Generative utilized the data it had, but we always check this data and check the correctness of the products we get. So the crucial awareness has to do that we have to keep in mind that when using AI instruments and associated curriculum, we have to think where those instruments come from. Simply using AI programs or platforms casually does not guarantee that you have an in-depth grasp of AI concepts and methods. In order for students to truly benefit, their education program must go far beyond simply employing AI tools for various disciplines. It must cover its development as a technology. We have to move away from passively depending on AI technology. It is crucial for better understanding and learning engagement. And the emphasis has to be given in related skills. There always must be a balance between technology and the development of 21st century skills, soft skills. We have always to be creative, critical, we must the ability to cooperate, solve problems, to think. With this growing digital landscape empowered by AI, we more and more assign spiritual abilities and functions to machines. And this should not deprive us from the ability to think, cross-check and verify and be aware of what we have. And this is the direction of the redesign of educational systems. As far as the evaluation is concerned, we have to check, because many teachers are afraid of how AI affect the way we check in exams, the way we evaluate, etc. We have to move from the traditional evaluation methods to modern and adequate evaluation methods. For example, when we don't expect for students to come to school with already homework, we don't check the homework itself, because it can easily be the product of an AI tool, but we have to check how the student can support this work. We have to change with the way the students interacted with the educational content. That's all. Okay, thank you very much for your attendance.
Thank you. We will have a break now and we'll be back in 15 minutes. Thank you. Mr. Tsaprounis, the floor is yours.
Thank you. I hope the break helped you to have a rest. Okay. And I hope you find my presentation interesting and not boring. So let's get started. Dear colleagues, in my presentation I will try to provide the context in which AI application will contribute to a school environment attended by refugee students. I would like for a moment of your attention to state your experience. First of all, I would like you to describe your experience. What is the most important difficulty faced by refugee students? What is the most important difficulty faced by refugee students? Only one word, please, for 5 minutes. Language. Language barrier. Okay. Communication, cultural adaptations, okay. Culture, thank you very much for your response. Culture, okay. Thank you very much for your response. Homesick, value change, culture, it's okay. Thank you very much. So, the elements of the presentation will be students, school environment, and artificial intelligence. Never mind, okay, everything okay. Important. So, first, let's approach the students. Students, my position, which is based on my experience, is that we should explore this factor in order to adjust teaching activities, etc. Therefore, I suggest that you use the tools of AI in these directions to resolve the issues which you have studied. It is important to get to know by investigating the learning readiness, interests, and learning profile. Learning readiness. The teacher's aim is to support students through the suitable strategies to enable them to achieve the prerequisite skills needed to achieve the teaching objectives. The assessments of learning readiness can be carried out soon in various ways in the context of initial assessment or formative assessment. Based on the results from the learning readiness assessment, we can place students in different learning readiness groups each time, so that each student can understand what we teach from their own starting point and readiness. It is important to note that the learning readiness groups in which students are placed are not fixed, but depend on their pre-existing knowledge and the degree of achievement of their prerequisite skills relating to the teaching objective we have set. Whatever the learning readiness group to which students belong, the activities they are involved in must to be interesting, engaging, and cognitively challenging for students. Therefore, in the context of teaching based on learning readiness, we can change the rhythm of teaching, the level of difficulty of the activities, the degree of support, and autonomy of the student. The most basic role of the teacher for the cognitive development of our students, and it is not open to discussion, is to ensure that cognitive challenge we provide to our students is adjusted to their specific learning needs. Interests, specific skills or talent, specific subject, specific types of activities, and all of this motivation to the learning process. If the teacher can include in his teaching the interests of her students, then she can create activities that are meaningful for each student and ensure the personal involvement and enthusiasm of her students in learning. Identifying our students' interests can be done in a variety of ways at the beginning of the year or before teaching a unit, and can help us to guide students correctly when they need to do individual research or a project on a topic. Learning profile. The exploitation of students' learning preference aims at effective teaching approaches and techniques. The learning profile of each student is learning style. It refers to personal or environmental factors that enable learning. Types of intelligence. Skills such as self-regulation, behavior motivation, empathy, self-control, and social skills are very important in the learning process. Theories of multiple types of intelligence do not incur the uniqueness or the otherness of each child, which we are called on to manage through teaching. Cultural preference. The culture of our civilization influences the way we learn, the way we do things, the way we work, the way we express ourselves, the content of what we learn. The teacher's goal is therefore to understand the variety of preference of his students and to encourage them to work in ways that are most efficient for them. And finally, learning preference by gender. Adjusting our teaching based on our students' learning readiness make them feel competent and increases their motivation to learn. Responding to our students' interests and learning profiles helps to increase their personal engagement and autonomy. The learning environments. By learning environments, we mean both the physical place and the psycho-emotional climate of the classroom or school. The basic aspects of an effective learning environment are the relationships between teacher and students, as well as students with each other, and the positive academic feelings that develop in teachers and students. Trust and faith between the members of class and the belief that every student can learn and achieve the learning objectives of the curriculum. Respects for the needs of students are the expectations, readiness of the teachers and the students to get to know themselves and others better in order to learn effectively. Knowledge of the unique character and each student, taking time on the part both the teacher and the students to listen and talk to each other and to believe that the classroom belongs to each student. Investment in effort of all students to learn and bring out their capabilities, pleasure and satisfaction in finding methods and strategies that help students to develop, determination to make the necessary adjustment to teaching that will ensure learning for all students. Provide opportunities for students to do meaningful activities, work in different ways, collaboratively, alone, in pairs, to discover learning and be supported to learn appropriately. Determination in goals and in the effort for development. Reflective attitude to use the reflections and the informal information collected by the teacher in a way that improves and supports learning for all students. The teacher's goal is to create a learning environment that transforms the classroom into a learning community where everyone is committed to effective learning, respecting, caring and looking after each other. In addition, the teacher needs to provide her or his students with her physical and psycho-emotional conditions that match the educational needs of all students. Artificial intelligence. Having explored theoretical approaches in AI, we conclude how AI should be invaried by the following characteristics. Human-centered AI does not aim to replace human existence. On the contrary, it focuses on optimizing the capabilities of modern humans in order to be able to meet the ever-increasing demands of an ever-changing and encouraged social, economic and cultural environment. So, we conclude the proposal that AI, artificial intelligence, should be based on the following characteristics. Open, inclusive, transparent, and democratic. Here are some tools of artificial intelligence. First of all, DeepL translation tool help us to communicate. ChatGPT, Gemini as an artificial intelligence similar to ChatGPT. Gamma presentation tool, quizzes to create tools, e-quiz. Picture tools. ChatGPT, prompt, a way of communication, interaction between a human and a large linguist model. Form, question, text, code, or example. Support, teaching plans, creation of assessment questions, self-assessment of various types and levels of teaching, creation of homework, creative or cooperative activities, role-playing, drama, visual creations, etc. Vocabulary, highlighting and glossary of terms, summaries from text, definitions, etc. Examples, case studies, and production of writing language. Let's some other music tools. Video creation tools. I suppose to help us tomorrow. At the Magic School or DFID tool for creating educational content. Magic School, some of there. Also, it's very important to study carefully the ethical guidelines of the use of artificial intelligence and data in teaching and learning of educators. European Commission Directorate General for Education, Youth, Sport and Culture. And finally, I would appreciate your participating. Just a moment, please. For this, sorry. Sorry, το λίγο. How do you rate the presentation? Στο λεπτό, okay. Five minutes, please. Only this. It's working? Working? No?
Maybe it's my fault. Can I ask you a question?
No, yeah, sure.
Out loud.
Εγώ έχω βάλει.
Say that.
No, here the pause. Okay.
Good evening from me too, dear college, dear Erasmus, dear college, dear Erasmus participants. Our proposal is entitled Pedagogical Use of Artificial Intelligence in Literature during the Teaching of Modern Greece as a second language to refugee students. Our proposal consists of two parts. Part A, artificial intelligence in education. Modern societies are experiencing a new reality as a result of both population movements and the development of digital technology. Our society today is characterized by great heterogeneity due to movements for economic, social, political, religious and military reasons. Multiculturalism and diversity characterize not only the society in which we live, but also the education system. The modern classroom is multicultural, with pupils from different ethnic, cultural and linguistic backgrounds. It is therefore imperative to adapt education materials, teaching approach, and the function of classroom in general. Teaching Greek no longer as a first native language but as a second foreign language is a matter for the modern school and for teachers who try to respond to the needs of the time. Moreover, the digital age has also influenced education in the way of teaching and learning, both at the distance and the face-to-face, combined with the interactive whiteboard. We are living in the era of the fourth industrial revolution, which is characterized by an unprecedented fusion of a physical, biological and digital worlds, relying heavily on the internet and interconnectivity, as well as the digitalization of production. The fourth industrial revolution has some special features. It is more complex and diverse because it is combinational. It combines existing technologies to create something new and unpredictable. As a result, the field of education has also been transformed, as students are now expected not only to acquire knowledge through the institute of school, but also to acquire 21st century skills in a multicultural school. This skill and knowledge construction, information retrieval, management and organization, teamwork, critical things, problem solving, flexibility and adaptability and technological literacy. AI is therefore an important aid in acquiring these skills. A variety of AI applications are available that can be used in education to promote knowledge, digital literacy, and the skills of the modern citizen. What is exactly artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is the field of computer science that refers to the development of programs and intelligent machines capable of imitating elements of human behavior, which imply elementary intelligence and exhibit characteristics such as adaptability, problem solving, learning, drawing, logical conclusion, and understanding natural language. The synthesis of AI is the result of computer science, psychology, philosophy, neuroscience, cognitive science, and linguistics. Therefore, for an AI application to work properly, it must appropriately combine all of both sciences in order to draw logical conclusions that are appropriate to the time and context. Artificial intelligence education. If AI is used effectively, either in face-to-face or distant education, it can improve the quality of teaching and the whole learning process. The use of AI in education acts as an allied teacher, providing them with the necessary space to meaningfully engage in the education process, as it takes a large part of their workload by providing personalized learning and feedback to students. AI is software that is properly programmed to interact with the world of human intelligence and together perform a variety of activity. A lot of researchers like Lucien, Wayne, Griffiths, and Forsyth revile the base models of artificial intelligence in education. The pedagogical model helps to achieve effective teaching approach. The sector model, a model which is relative to knowledge about the subjects of the course, and the learner model, which includes the learner's learning path and effort. For example, examine the success of the difficulties the learner has faced and the emotion they have experienced in their learning journey. Part B. Pedagogical use of artificial intelligence in literature during the teaching of modern Greek as a second language to refugee students. The presentation deals with the pedagogical use of artificial intelligence in literature in the teaching of modern Greek as a second language to refugee students. The lesson was designed as part of training program at the University of Crete and on the contribution and value of AI in the education process. It was implemented in the third class of the first primary school of Gorgopotamos, which consists of many refugee students. In Greece, and especially in primary school, literature is part of the language course, as it has own textbooks, literature anthologies. The teaching of the literature text enables the student to understand the basic mechanism of reading and listening, to enrich his or her vocabulary, to master the grammatical and syntactical structures of the Greek language. The teaching of literature texts cultivates the Greek language in students who wish to come into contact with the Greek world and learn about Greek culture. The technique proposed is based on the anthology Nordic in the Church for the third and the fourth classes, a text that raises social and intercultural issues. The text Nordic in Church tells the adventure of Norman, a young child from Turkey who is in a Christian church in Greece. As he attends the service, interesting scenes are created. Through his experience in church, the reader discovers the class and concept of culture and religion, as well as the effort to understand and tolerate the others. The story offers a centric view at the multicultural world and the difficulty of coexisting with different beliefs and practices. This text is an extract from the book Nene the Smyrna by Elsa King. It is a children's novel about relation between Greek and Turkish. Teach a modern Greek as a second foreign language in digital AI environments. We used ChatGPT, Generative Pre-Training Transformer, and Canva. In this presentation, reference is made to some digital tools, platforms and applications supported by AI, and used in the creation of educational activities aimed at developing the four basic language skills: oral communication, written communication, oral production, and written production. Example of AI application. The teaching proposal consists of 5 different stages. ChatGPT, Generative Pre-Training Transformer. One of the most popular applications used by millions of people around the world is ChatGPT, an AI-based chat box that allows users to chat with the AI, mostly by asking questions. ChatGPT is an AI application where, after registering, users can ask anything they want. In fact, the more comparative the question, the more specific the answer given by the application. First stage of teaching design. We upload the literature text Nordic inserts to ChatGPT to familiarize students with reading. Here we have a screenshot of ChatGPT screen, but it's not very clear. Second stage, editing the text. We set the following prompts in ChatGPT. First prompt, you can ask complication question about the text Nordic in the chat. The teacher, with the help of the students, choose a part of the question proposed by ChatGPT to understand the literature text. Second prompt, you can create more multiple choice questions for the text Nordic inserts. Teachers and students agree with ChatGPT proposal. Then, with the help of the IT teacher, they design a quiz using the multiple choice question of the previous prompt in the digital learning tool world as an interactive activity. Third stage, grammar of the sentences. First prompt, write the following words in the correct order. Teacher and students disagree with ChatGPT answer and write a new prompt. Second prompt, can you put it more correctly? Then teacher and the student again disagree with the ChatGPT answers, so each student works individually and writes the sentence on a piece of paper and makes a drawing. Stage 4, functional grammar. First prompt, divide the verbs in the literature text into 2 columns, present and past tense. Teacher and students find that ChatGPT answers are not correct. Stage 5, creative writing. First prompt, write the diary of Norway. Teacher and students find that ChatGPT answer don't accurately describe Nordic's visit to the church. However, the structure of the diary is correct. Second prompt, what is limericking? Teacher and the student agree with ChatGPT answers. Third prompt, write a limerick for the literature text Nordic in the church. Teacher and students agree with ChatGPT answers and make their own. One of the many benefits of AI is the development of logical thinking and problem-solving skills. Through this AI ChatGPT, students are promoted to develop logical things and ways to solve a variety of situations. Developing logical thinking and problem solving are essential skills in a fluid and complex society where we receive a wealth of information and are called upon to deal with situations that require a complex mental process of data analysis and information processing. In this way, AI contributes to the correct and logical handling of crisis, smooth decision making, and the correct processing of the vast amount of information we receive every day. One of the benefits of this AI application is that it provides an immediate answer to any question the students may have. This application is very helpful for students who may be reluctant to ask a question in front of the whole class for fear of being judged. So, in a society that supports inclusive education and respects diversity, AI responds directly to its individual student. The second platform, GAPA graphic design platform, is a graphic design platform that can be used to create posts, presentation, social media graphics, documents, and other visual content. It is an easy to use platform that students can use to create posters based on a specific theme or the theme of their choice. In this way, they are encouraged to develop their creativity by using the target language and doing their own research on the topic in question. In Canva, the user is registered and can use all AI applications to create images, video, etc. First, the teacher and the pupils created a presentation of the literature text noted in church. Here we have a screenshot of Canva screen. The teacher and student then created a presentation of the text in English and then in Arabic using the translation program that supports the Canvas application. The students were free. The picture was then drawn using AL with the following prompt: a child from Turkey in Christian church. According to the instruction, the prompt must contain more than 5 words. Again, the students were excited because the application was generating a series of images related to the prompt. Here we have a screenshot. Finally, a greeting card was created for Mr. Constantinos' name day as the text reference to the Christian feast of Saint Constantine and Saint Helen. Thus, the use of AI application makes the learning process more interesting and innovative. As a result, AI acts as an innovation tool that complements learning and creativity. It helps the teacher to implement original ideas through technology, which will be a unique learning experience for him or her students and increase their interest in learning. At the same time, the use of AI also enhances computer and internet literacy, which is essential for more members of society. Conclusion. Recent research has shown that the use of digital media facilitates the learning process by allowing teachers to create activities while maintaining students' interest and motivation. In the context of teaching modern Greek as a second foreign language to refugee students, the aforementioned AI-supported digital tools are part of the digital tools available to teachers and students. Through this tool, teachers are able to design a variety of activities that make learning the target language an interesting and engaged process. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much for your specific approach to the field. Now I would ask the speakers to prepare for questions. I think you need the microphone, right?
No, I don't.
Okay then.
Hello. Is there a way to check if students use AI to deliver their homework?
Sorry, I couldn't hear. There's a noise here. Okay. Can you please repeat?
Yes. Is there a way to check if students use AI to deliver their homework?
To deliver the
If there is a
αν
way
μπορούν
to check the students if they use the
AI to deliver their homeworks.
Yes.
Yes, I understood.
Sorry, δεν ακούσατε.
Okay. Okay, I will start. Yes, there's a way at the moment to understand it. If you asked me 1 year before, I would say definitely, because we could score 95% of accuracy if it was AI generated. Now with, for example, the introduction of ChatGPT 4.0 and more sophisticated machines, it is really hard, but they still have some characteristic problem. So there are other machines now that they are analyzing the replies of big models like ChatGPT and LLMs, that's their name. And they are trying to find the similarity of what would that answer, what would that recommend, what that machine, that LLM would generate as a text, and then it compares it to the actual text that we get. Of course, there's also another way to check it. You may ask ChatGPT, is this yours? It will tell you, because it can't lie. But, okay, that's another way. But, okay, there are sophisticated tools like Turnitin and many more that use their own AI solution tools in order to detect AI. If you have access to my presentation, I really used AI to produce it. I have errors inside. I didn't correct it as a human, just to check that navigation was really repeated all the time. I don't know why, but this is an indication that it was AI generated.
Thank you.
Another question?
May I add something?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Well, it is really very difficult to distinguish and answer a result, whether it is IA produced or human student product. And that because, and it is even difficult for the ChatGPT's answers and results, even to use plagiarism software, to trace plagiarism, because all the results that are produced by ChatGPT are original. They are not considered to be stolen from somewhere else. So, what we should do when a student comes in our classroom and give gives us something that is made by ChatGPT, is to really to check in real time in the classroom how he can support his answer. Oral check-in during the classroom. I mean, the classroom activities and the classroom procedure of assessing, evaluating, talking, making conversation about this. This is the new direction of assessing and working with students. We can't be based more, we can't, we can't just have homework to check the readiness of our students. We have to use more evaluation tools. That's all. Thank you.
Do we have other questions?
Yes. I have a question.
Okay.
You hear me?
Roman, please stand up.
I have
Okay.
questions. Do you work along with AI or such involved to students? Because the students know about AI, but they don't know how to work with AI. This is my question. Because I'm a teacher and I know about the AI, but students don't know how to work with AI. This is my question.
Yes.
Okay.
May I ask? Answer to this. Well, especially primary students are not mature enough to work with it. That's why we have to reframe the way we work in the classroom. It is up to the teachers to redesign the education and to approach in a different way the lesson planning. Well, it is that, and what we often say about all these technologies, not AI, is it's not just digital tech. It is about pedagogy. The pedagogy is the most crucial thing of how we reframe and how we embrace and how we utilize and bring these technologies into the classroom. We have to educate students how to work, whether at home, whether at school. It is the whole model that must be redesigned, so as to educate him to study in a more responsible way and in a creative way and at his pace, and to be in a situation where he can check himself and check his knowledge. I don't know if I covered you. A little. Okay.
But there's a problem. There's a problem in primary school or secondary school. We have a problem with this, because we know about it and we study and we teach with AI, with ChatGPT, but the students know about the prompt, about everything. What is it? What is it? This is my question, because I mean the students know about it, not always teachers.
Well, actually, I'm not sure of what you mean. The students know the software.
Yes. Like in the class.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
And you mean that they use the software in the classroom without our permission?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I think that there are ways to check, and if the students in the classroom use some software. You mean they use software from their tablets or mobiles? Yeah. Okay. Well, we can find ways to see and check what they use during our lesson. Yeah.
What I do with my students, although they're university students, and they know how to use them, I'm trying to make them dig really inside the literature and find what are the disadvantages of AI. we have to completely reshape the way that we are organizing our exercises for the homework and also the capstone and every other way that we are using to assess, because now it is something very monolithic and very straightforward for AI to produce it for us. So what we are doing now is to combine different dexterities and knowledge that they have to discover. AI cannot mix them all. For example, one of the main problems that AI has, and all the generative AI for text, is that they have illusions, because they don't have actual access to internet. They get they are fed with data from the companies, but they are not allowed to have actual access to the internet. So usually if you ask, okay, give me a reference of what you are saying, probably you are getting a fake reference. You will get an illusion. That will be, do you know that in Greece we are producing cars? I didn't know, but I knew it. And I asked, okay, can you give me a reference? And he told me about something that doesn't exist. And there are many more. So there are many ways to discover it. Many ways, because of the limitations. In my presentation I said about the ethical concerns, the limitation, and the over-reliability that we have on this. So when we are reliable on, we rely very much on it, and it produces and we can't check it, then when we ask for a homework, we could ask them to produce something that we know a priori that it will be generated with fake information. And if we combine it with several other issues, for example, exercises, theory, etc., prove me this, and so on, although now, last week it was presented the software that solves mathematical problems that guides you through all the steps to understand the steps. I don't believe that students will go to that part. They will just get the solution, but it's okay. That's an issue, but you can create homework that will, it's like a bait and they will bite it. And then you will find out who is using it to give you an answer.
Okay. Are we finished with the questions? I think so. Okay. I would like to thank you, dear lecturers, for being here today with us. It was a great honor to have you here. And thank you very much for your time and input. Thank you very much. So, tomorrow we'll continue with workshops. We are having a workshop day tomorrow. We will start at 6. Thank you very much, all of you, for being here today. Good night.